Welcome back, guys, to another video. Um, today I am doing a tier list of Marvel Rivals funnest characters. There are going to be a few characters I glance over, and I might as well just get through them now. But if you like this video, like and subscribe. This type of video is for people who want to play Marvel Rivals but don't have the time to go in and test all the characters and be like, I like this character, I like that character. Um, it's tough for some people to, invest time into a game they're not sure they're gonna like, you know. So I think it's best if you know, watch the video and then you could be like, oh, I like this character, I like this character, I like this character. And alright, so let's get into it. I've already put Black Widow and Storm into D. Those are two characters I believe are like the least funnest characters. Black Widow has a sniper rifle that does no damage. So you cannot have fun. I mean, maybe you can. In my opinion, you can have fun with a character that does basically no damage. And Storm is she can be fun at times, but when you have to rely on a bad enemy team to have fun, then that is not a good character to play. So I wish that wouldn't happen. Every time I put my mouse up here, every time it wants to come back down. I try and full screen, but nope. Alright, so I think the first character I want to do that I want to rank that is actually kind of fun sometimes is Doctor Strange. Doctor Strange basically just holds up a shield the whole time. He is fun, kind of. His kit is not crazy fun. If you like supporting your team and just kind of being able to just sit there, relax, and not really have to do anything, you can just kind of stand there with Doctor Strange the whole time and just hold up your shield, and you are doing more than most of your teammates. Alright, Spider-Man. See you. It really depends on the person because he is a high skill ceiling person, or a high skill ceiling character, just to clarify. He is good if you can get the movement down and if you can understand his kit, but it is extremely hard to understand his kit properly and make sure that you are doing everything at once, because you have to be able to swing in and out of battle quickly. You have to make quick decisions on who you are attacking, who are you picking off, who are you gonna take in and out of battle, who are you gonna fight, blah blah blah. You got to know exactly when to get into a battle and when to exit it, which makes him a very tough character to play. Which, I mean, he still has that fun ability because of his swinging, but it makes him a lot tougher. Something I want to say before I continue, I had to do this a second time because for some reason my recording wasn't working properly. So I am redoing this so all the characters, it was originally aligned properly, but I just figured I would just jump right back in and just do the tanks last. So the tanks are going to be at the end of the video. I think there's like one or two. Yeah, let me just do that. I'll just real quickly just make sure I do them at the end just so they're all aligned with each other. Alright, I think that is all the tanks right there. Yep. Alright, Magic's next. Magic, I really like as a character, and I also really like her kit. I think it is really fun. I think her ultimate is really fun. The fact that you go into her demon child, I believe it's called, her next form, and you can do a ton of damage. I think that it looks really cool, and I think a lot of the effects are fun, and being able to teleport around and swing the sword around really quickly. I think that is really fun, and she does a lot of damage. She's in the same boat with Iron Fist, though. If you go against a really good team, you are almost immediately going to get shredded, which, I mean, with, the fact that there's no, queue, kind of like Call of Duty, where, you're going against the people of same strength or same skill or whatever. Skilled matchmaking, I think is what they call it. I am glad that this game does not have it, from what I understand. and so it makes it a lot easier to actually have fun with some of these characters like Magic, where you know she is gonna be fun, but if you has a wrong team, she's gonna be really hard to play. Scarlet Witch, I think she's a good starting point. Her kit is not crazy fun, or it's not crazy boring. She's not. She doesn't do crazy damage either. She just kind of does damage consistently, and I think that makes her a lot funner than most other characters. I think having that consistent damage makes it easier to get into the game, especially as a beginner, or get into the game with a certain character. If you're like, I want to play this character at the start, Scarlet Witch is that character that is gonna be really good at introducing you to the game. Now, I think I might have a slightly controversial opinion on Squirrel Girl. I think she is not that good of a character, and I think it is because her range. She's not good at close or far range. She's only good at medium range. I think that limiting factor really doesn't help, because medium range, it's hard to tell medium range sometimes. And some characters can close the gap really quickly, making her basically useless in a matter of like a split second. Spider-Man, 3 webs, boom, uppercut, and Squirrel Girl's done. Squirrel Girl couldn't even do half his health in that time. I don't believe. So it makes her harder to play. I think her kit can be funny sometimes if you want to clip something like her ultimate or something. Watching the squirrels run around can be funny, but she is not fun as a character to play, and so that's why I put her in D. Now, Winter Soldier, I think he is quite fun, and I've seen a lot of people who have fun with him. I think he is a great character, not necessarily to start the game with, but as like a introductory character after like Scarlet Witch. His gun does a lot of damage. His kit can be fun, grappling onto tanks and then uppercutting them, and using the kind of like pulse charge that he throws, along with his ultimate. If you can understand his ultimate, it it's kind of, at first I didn't understand it when I started using him, but once you learn what his ultimate actually does, it makes it a lot easier to chain kills together to be able to continuously use your ultimate. And I think he can be S. I would just have to see about who else I put there, and then double back at the end to see exactly who I think needs a change. Star Lord, I think, is a B. I think his kit can be fun, but I think with him dashing around and him having to get close to the enemies for one of his abilities, I think that makes him, he's a good character for sure, but he's kind of more mid than anything. He can be good with a really good user. If you're really good at using him, then sure, he can be good, because if you're constantly, doing backflips and stuff to reload, and then you're getting up close to do the spin animation, if you're using all of his abilities together, it can work really well. But he also gets killed really quickly. He's like one of the fastest characters to die in the game, because you have to get close for to use one of his abilities. So you get up close, and all of a sudden, the whole enemy team is just shooting at you. So on to Namor. I think he is okay. I think he's not very fun, but I don't think he's bad either. I think he's a good character for competitive, not so much for casuals, because he's not really that fun. And his kit's kind of cool. His ult is, I don't really like his ult. I think it's kind of useless. Maybe other people don't agree with that, but everybody gets knocked back, sure, but if you want an ult that actually has the enemy team stunned, you might as well just play Doctor Strange, or use Mantis and throw out her sleep ability. I think he's all right, but I don't think he is really a casual type of character. Psylocke is, I think, the first S character. She's really fun. Once you can get all of her abilities down, you can chain them together to be pretty fun. And she's got self-healing, which is always very useful. Other characters, they don't have self-healing. I feel like any character that can heal themselves, that is like a DPS, is very well off, because being able to put yourself back in the position where you have a little bit extra HP, it helps out a lot in a lot of games, and it helps out staying alive. And staying alive a lot of times is fun. You don't want to be on that death screen for too long. Um, Wolverine, I'm putting an S. I mean, I don't think there's a thing about him. I don't think there's nothing that you can say to me that make me put him in A or B or C or D. I think he is fun. You just have to learn him, and you have to understand when to use his leap ability. You don't always want to grab enemy players with the leap ability. Sometimes you want to leap over the enemy lines, get back there, and just start doing damage. And you can wreak a lot of havoc. You can have enemies turn around, because maybe you're shredding a few of their tanks. If their healers even step up at all, you can just shred their healers, and now they got no healing. They're left with no back line to help their tanks and their DPS players live any extra longer. You can just destroy them on a level that I don't think many other characters can. He is a high skill ceiling character, but I think that makes him all the more fun. And I've not seen a lot of other people take a liking to Wolverine. And I think it's because you have to manage his health, and you also have to manage how much damage you're doing, because his ability where he does the roar and does takes less damage is practically useless. So you really only have two abilities, and you have to manage between the two. One's got a 15-second cooldown, so you can really only use one every few seconds. So you really only have one ability to use, and that, some people need to have multiple abilities to be able to help them out. And I think some people just don't want to play a character who really only has one ability, or has two, but can really only use one most of the time. So most of the time you're dead before you can, leap again. So Iron Fist, I think I'm gonna put him in S2. Iron Fist is absolutely nuts in this game, and I'm a big fan of him. I think maybe other people have different opinions, because you have to get close to the enemy back line to be able to do anything. And he also doesn't do a lot of his healing does a good amount, so 300 HP, but he doesn't have the same healing factor. Wolverine, he has 300 HP, and when he almost dies, he gets 200 HP back. So he has a healing factor, whereas Iron Fist does not. His abilities, though, I feel like it's a lot better, because I can drain tanks almost immediately. After a few seconds, some tanks, if they miss their shots on you, if you're playing against a Penny Parker or something, and they're shooting at you and they're missing, you can so easily just beat them, and it works so well. The only time he is not good is facing multiple enemies, and that is just something you're gonna have to deal with, because there will always be multiple enemies. So technically, in a sense, he is always bad. But if you play around, their teammates or whatever, to where their teammates will absorb some of the hits. They won't actually take damage, but they're gonna get stopped. They're gonna stop the projectiles, so you don't end up getting hit. It makes it a lot easier to play him. Oh man, the amount of S characters I'm putting in at once is just kind of nuts. Because Mr. Fantastic is another S character for me. Actually, I'm moving Iron Fist down to A. Mr. Fantastic is an absolute nuts character, and I feel like people have yet to realize his potential. All of his abilities work really well, and if you can get the team up with Sue Storm, it works really well. Getting the 200 HP or 150 or whatever it is, the extra healing factor, it works a lot to help in your favor. And the fact that he can reflect some ults. Poor Iron Man, he's over here, been here since the start of the game. He is just, losing, abilities, or his like ability to end up doing damage with his ult. Everybody, I feel like everybody under the sun can end up reflecting his ult at this point. You know, Captain America can do it. Um, both Groot, well, no, not Groot. Both Hulk and Venom, I believe, can both tank his ult. And now Mr. Fantastic can just reflect it. And I think there's one or two other characters that can do it. Doctor Strange is a shield, I believe, is one of them. It's just crazy how many people can reflect alts in this game. But not to be on that topic for too long. Him being able to transform into a 700 health DPS character for like a few seconds alone is what makes him a great character. The fact that you can chain all these hits together that you don't even have to aim. It's like Luna Snow and healing the team. You don't have to aim at people, or I might be thinking of Cloak and Dagger. You don't even gotta aim because the game auto aims for you, and then you just hit them with your arms, and then pull them together, and all of a sudden you're a 700 DPS, massive DPS character that's still doing DPS damage, slamming down on the enemy team. Half the time, that is enough to whoop on some DPS characters. If there's a tank there, you know, get some damage onto the tank while tanking some damage. You know, usually the whole enemy backline will turn towards you and start beaming you, which means usually you're gonna end up dying. But tanking 700 damage, it's good because now your whole team, hopefully they're alive. Boom, they just shredded the enemy team, and it's easy. It's easy from there. Mr. Fantastic is unprecedented, and I can't believe it took a whole week for people to start playing him and realizing how good he was. He is such an underrated character in that matter that I think he's one of the best characters in the game. People, competitive ranked characters, want to say, oh, blah blah blah, this counters this. I do not care at all, dude. If you look at, you know, his stats, and if you look at his playability in game, he's simple, easy to learn, and he does a lot of damage, and he's really fun. That's why I'm putting him up in S. I think he deserves top of S, actually, and that's what I'm gonna say. Loki, I do not like ranking Loki because I really like him as a character, but I don't think he's that fun. He does a lot of healing. Turning into other people and doing their ults is really fun. He's definitely not fun. Yeah, he's definitely like a little bit of fun, and I think he deserves a little bit more recognition. He's not a great support character. In the fact that, you know, his projections of himself stand still and all, but I think it's nice that he does as much healing as he does while being able to do damage, and all of his abilities work well together. I think it can be pretty fun. You just stand back and heal your teammates or hit the enemy with them, and then just go invisible when your whole team inevitably dies and you're the last one left because you were the one sitting in the back line healing them. So being able to just kind of run away at times is nice. And that's all I have to say on Loki. I like playing him, but there's a character I don't really think I have. He's not really fun, but he's not really not fun. You know, he's kind of there. He can be fun at times, but he's not always fun. He's just kind of meh. Mantis, oof, this is tough. I wish I had two pictures of Mantis so I could be like D and S. I'm gonna put her in A. She's fun. If you like playing support characters in other games, like if you're coming from Overwatch or something, and you're like, well, what support character should I play? Mantis is a great support character, although she's not a healer. I feel like everybody does not make this distinguish. All the streamers are like, oh, she's so great, blah, blah, blah. Oh, she's a great support character, whatever. But she's a great support, but she's not a great healer. And what I mean by that is most of her kit is allowing herself to do more damage, allowing her teammates to do more damage. She can heal, but she can't heal a ton, and most of her kit's not based around healing. That doesn't, Doesn't make her not a great healer, but it doesn't make her some of the best because some of the best, like Adam Warlock, can literally train your whole team together and make it to where you're basically invincible for a little bit. Um, her ult does heal a little bit. I mean, does healing, and she can also do damage at the same time. But it's not. I think you can choose between a damage buff or healing. I am not too sure. I don't really play Mantis that much. I played her for a little bit, and I truly think that she's a good support character, but she's not a good healer. You know, I'd very much have a healer that's whole kit is based around healing, so that they're not just, you know, trying to heal the whole time with one ability. You know, they can heal with this or that. When the time calls for it, they have the extra healing ability when need. You know, when all of a sudden, Mr. Fantastic is doing thousands of HP, but he's in his form where he's doing, he's the tank basically doing DPS damage, and he's in your backline and you're Adam Warlock, and all of a sudden all of your teammates are right next to you. You just soul bond, and all of a sudden all of your teammates are getting healing, and all of them are they're all taking the damage together, which makes it a lot easier for your team to tank that damage. And I think it makes some of the other healers a lot better. I think her not having her whole kit based around healing, I think that's a good thing, because some of these people have all healing and no support, and I think that's not necessarily a great thing. But she's not a great healer. She's not up there with the other healers. With the healers are based their whole kit around healing. And I will talk about that in a minute when I come up with Raga Raccoon, Cloak and Dagger, and whatnot. Hawkeye, I think he is very fun. I just think he is dependent on your playstyle. If you hit headshots all the time, you're that kind of person to go around and, go in competitive and try and ruin other people's days. That's your type of fun. You probably play Call of Duty also, so I'm just saying. But if you hit headshots with him, you basically can kill anyone in one shot, other than like tanks and stuff. Which they nerfed that, so it might be a little less. I haven't played them since the update. Actually, I've played them once or twice, but I haven't noticed anything. Oh, wait, I had him in B. Um, and that's all I'm gonna say about him. He's good at far range, and he has some close range stuff, which makes him pretty good. Iron Man's, I'm gonna put him in A. Or I think they mastered what Iron Man should be. I think Iron Man is like the perfect character for this game. I feel like he's like the the main character of this game, other than Moon Knight. I feel like Moon Knight is like why this game was made. Moon Knight is the perfect character for this game. He is the perfect DPS. He is the example of what all other DPS characters should follow. And Iron Man is kind of another example. All of the flying DPS characters, like when not Moon Knight, when Human Torch comes out next month, inevitably, he's going to probably be another flying character like Iron Man. I think Iron Man was that base character that they were like, let's base all other flying characters on him. Which, I mean, it's him and Storm, or yeah, him and Storm as of right now are the only two like flying characters that are always in the air. So, but I think he's great. I think they mastered from what the comics and the movies combined. I feel like the movies did a great job of Iron Man anyways, so they could have just copied the movies and been fine. But either way, Iron Man, he's a great character. Hela is another one of these characters that I put in B, because she's in the same boat as Hawkeye, where if you can hit headshots and you want to ruin other people's days, she's a great, fun character. But at the same time, her kit isn't as fun as Hawkeye, so I almost debate putting her one lower, because she's fun, but she's not like, her ult isn't like fun like Hawkeye is. His after image is pretty fun. Being able to shoot their before image instead of having to actually hit them while they're moving makes him a lot easier than her, to be able to play. Okay, I hate Bixby. I'm going to check my phone over there. There we go. And basically, yeah, I think she deserves to be slightly lower than Hawkeye, but she's kind of in the boat where like she's okay, but she's not really fun. Like her kit isn't 100% fun. Now, controversial character right here, in the sense where people don't know if he's good or bad, which is I think a bad thing. Where if we're already in season one, this is our second season technically. I think he should. People have already should have made their minds up on him already. He's a character I have not played like at all. I played him in season 0 and I have not touched him since. But when I played him, he was pretty fun. I thought he was more of a DPS character than a support though. I thought Rocket Raccoon would be a perfect DPS character. You know, give him like his gun. You could have kept with the healing, and have him placed down like a little turret or something. Would have been great. But I think I'm gonna play some B. No, I'm gonna rank him up amongst healers and support characters actually, instead of ranking him with the rest of this list because I'm so unsure about him against these other characters. And I know he's got a great win percentage in competitive, but I'm not talking about competitive here. This is just a fun tier list. I'll do my competitive tier list in a few days. Um, I think he is good. I think he has undiscovered potential, probably. I think the whole community is half and half about him because his character is kind of half and half. His gun is DPS kind of, and his like little healing balls that he shoots is more like support, and I guess his kit is more support focused. But I think everybody thought he was gonna be a DPS character originally. Like if you're putting Rocket Raccoon in there, he does fix stuff, but you would think that he would be more DPS oriented. You know, give his teammates shields or like give them some sort of like damage boost, which I guess is support. Well, both those are support, or being able to pull out a giant minigun and being able to spray it everywhere, and being able to fly and stuff like that, or have everybody on both enemy teams fly up into like a gravity field or something like that. I think that's what people thought originally. I think that's why people are split. I think that's why I'm going to put him in C because I have no idea. And really, when I played him, I thought he was all right, but I didn't think he was more. I think he was more like a character I'd play like if I had an objective to do for the battle pass or something, but not like just playing him just to play him. Now, Cloak and Dagger. I think first S tier fun character. Cloak and Dagger is so fun. Like going around and like healing people and being able to switch and do some damage. I think that is fun. Being able to have that DPS element without having to sacrifice any of the support side, I think that is great. I think for fun purposes, I think she's a great fun character to be able to learn the game with. She's simple, easy, and it's easy to understand her kit. And I think they did a great job with Cloak and Dagger. So, that's really all I have to say. Luna Snow, I think A. I like her kit, but I think like I wish she could move side to side and backwards with her like ice ability would be nice. Like the fact that she can only go forward while ice skating kind of sucks. I mean, it's cool that she can ice skate and whatnot, but I think her kit, her ultimate is cool, but you don't get really anything out of it. That's more for the people who are playing competitive and want to help their team. Oh man, I have a tough decision. I think I'm gonna move all healers down one because hold up. I'm gonna move her up. I want to go like this. Then Adam Warlock like that. All right, moving on to Adam Warlock. I think he is the best healer in the game, and I think he is the. No, I don't think he's the funnest. Switch him up. I think he is the second funnest healer in this game. I think. Jesus Christ. I have some fucking plastic shit set up. I think he is the second funnest healer in this game. and I think he ultimately is fun and useful. You know, you feel like you're actually doing something when you snap your fingers. All of a sudden, all your teammates have their health linked together, and all of a sudden you're healing them, and you know you can do damage still while healing your teammates, which makes it a lot easier to help out your team. You know, sometimes your DPS characters just plain suck ass, and sometimes, you know, you gotta help them out a little bit. Sometimes they get a character all the way down, but they can't finish them. You know, sometimes you see healers with this big, large amount of kills, and that's simply because they're finishing off other people's kills that they end up losing, or they were close, but you know they had to go heal up or whatever. And I think he's pretty fun. Now, Jeff. Jeff is a character I want to put in S so badly, but I don't think he is that fun. I don't. All right. I think I'm gonna put him in S just because of the factor part of his kit. Um, I think I think him grabbing all the enemies. Jesus Christ. I think him grabbing all the enemies and jumping off of the map. I think that is very fun, and I think being able to just take all the enemies with you is a great idea. And I don't think that's what they originally intended, but I think that's what is the funnest part of his kit. And I think he definitely stays in S. I think I'm gonna put Luna Snow or Invisible Woman in C. Invisible Woman, I wish that she had gotten like her shields were a little bit different because I don't really like her shields. Currently, I wish that they would stay with the person. It's nice that they're like stationary and that they heal you and all, but I don't think they're that fun, you know. And I think like having to stay behind them, you know, most DPS characters are constantly moving, most tanks are moving. You don't really get to help them too much, just for like a split second of healing. So I think it's kind of useless. I think her kit is mostly good, but I don't think it's like Luna Snow or Mantis or anything. I think Moon Knight. I think Moon Knight goes into S. I think. I think he stays in S, and I think he very much is like the design character in this game, like the main character for this game. I think he deserves to be like the face of Marvel Rivals. Like they did such a great job with Moon Knight. I think it's fun to play him and everything. So I like his kit. It feels like if Batman were in Marvel, which is kind of fun. You know, for all the people who will never get a DC game like Marvel Rivals. I mean, I highly doubt we're gonna get one like that. I mean, they would be smart to make one because it probably Marvel Rivals would probably lose like half of its fan base simply because they would want to go check out the game. And if the game was as good as Marvel Rivals, you know, there are a lot of DC fans who like Marvel, who are playing Marvel Rivals because it's a good game and they like the Marvel characters. But they like DC more and would go play that game the second it was made. So, I think Punisher is A. I originally put him in S, but I think he is a very fun character. And I think that you kind of have to rely on not getting shot the whole time with your turret, because if people just start targeting your turret, you're not really going to get much use out of it. So he's very fun up until you get targeted by everybody else. Black Panther is a C because you have to rely on everybody else as a like help kind of. You have to get healed a lot. He's a character that dies so quickly that you can't even like blink and you're dead already because you're slashing through all the enemies, but you're going to take damage as you're slashing because inevitably people are shooting, so you're going to get in front of that, or people are going to aim at you and you're going to end up losing all your health anyways. So I think he's kind of useless. um Venom, I'm going to put S. I think he is a great tank. I think he's the best tank, the funnest tank. You don't have to learn him at all, basically. You just have to look at his kit and be like, Okay, I understand how to use this kit now, and that's it. You just look at the thing. A lot of these other characters, like Winter Soldier, you look at his kit and you're like, how do I use this ult? And then you go look at a video or something, and you're like, oh, okay, that makes more sense. When you're looking at Venom's kit, you're like, okay, I understand exactly how to use all of his kit. And then you go in and you use it, and sure, you're not always going to be the best, but it makes it a lot easier to have fun. He's got the best survivability in the game. He has, like, he does a lot of damage, and he can force all of the enemies to stay near him, like, in a sense where not all of them are going to be, you know, pushing away. They're trying to focus on damage. So you're still going to be doing damage to them while they're just trying to, deal out damage. So not everybody's focused on, not taking damage. So he is really good at kind of diving. He's the best dive character in this game, I believe. So I think that is the last of S. So I I don't know. I think I'm gonna put Jeff the Landshark at the back. I think I'm gonna put the support characters in the back. I think Venom gets up here because Psylocke has a more complicated kit than him. I think Moon Knight goes like this. I think it goes like this, and I'll go Jeff in front of Wolverine simply because his kit is a lot easier, and his kit like falling off the map and whatnot's pretty fun. So watching the whole team on the side of your screen is just fun as hell. So I have no idea with Captain America, to be honest. I am just gonna put him C. Just B for safeness. Actually, I think he deserves B. I think he is not fun, but he's not fun. He's like mid, perfectly mid. Because if you're like Captain America, you'll probably like his kit. But if you're like, I don't care for Captain America, he's cool, but meh, then you probably will be like, he's a meh character. And if you don't like Captain America, then he'll probably be all the way down here in D. Hulk, perfectly mid also. Only thing I have to say about him is he has no survivability, practically. And Penny Parker has all the survivability. Watching people walk onto your mines, or all your mines scatter towards them and just exploding is funny as hell. Like at one time I watched a Wolverine dash all the way onto my mines and then just fly into the sky because of how many mines I had just waiting for him. Magneto, I don't play. I'm just gonna put him in C because from my understanding, he's kind of boring, more competitive. Groot is a B, and Thor is also a B. I'm going to summarize Groot, Thor, and Magneto. Magneto's boring, as I already said. Groot and Thor are good, but I feel like they need refine, both of them. Thor, I'm just like, why would I play Thor when I could play Penny or, Venom, or Hulk? Hulk has no survivability, but yet he is more fun than Thor. Not Groot. I think Groot is actually more fun than Hulk, actually, personally speaking. Yeah, and more fun than Captain America. I'm gonna put Captain America at the end though. I think he is more fun than Hulk, Thor, and Captain America, specifically because of his I was gonna say his walls, but his walls are very interesting because one of them heals you and you can get to like 1k. But I mean, the rest of his kit's kind of like meh, and just having a ton of like health is nice, but you like nothing interesting. You don't web around like Spider-Man, or you don't like some of these characters can be really fun. Spider-Man can be really fun, but he's down here because he is so hard to learn that it's just practically impossible. The same with Black Panther. His kit can be really fun, but you usually are gonna die 95% of the time. So I think this is my final tier list in terms of fun. I will do a competitive one later. I am late bronze, and that is the most I've played of this game, so I have less competitive experience. But I still want to make one. I'll probably play some more competitive just to try and figure it out. Real quick recording. All right, guys, that was my tier list. Like and subscribe. I'll have another tier list coming out in few days, I'll just be posting YouTube shorts, clipping this, and I'm probably gonna do some other videos soon. I want to do a few ones on Nuclear Nightmare and stuff like that. So if you guys want to see that, just comment down below. Any other fun games? I think I might go back to Lethal Company, see, maybe mod it up, ruined it with like 1,000 mods or something like that. Do something funny. Um, I hope you guys enjoyed, and I enjoyed making these videos. So if you enjoyed, like and subscribe, and have a good one.